Guys, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first video of I think probably two or three of this worksheet slash packet that says layering with colored pencils. So I have this obviously as a digital paper that you can print out if you want to, or you can go ahead and just draw this grid with these words, blue, orange, smooth blending, basically the labels. You can do that too on a piece of notebook paper, and that's totally fine. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to my document camera, and we're going to get started. All right, so I have my printout here. Again, if you don't have a printout, that's fine. I want you to go ahead, if you are working from a notebook or a blank piece of paper, I'd like you to label it at the top, layering with colored pencils, so I know what I'm grading whenever you send it in. So we're just copying, layering with colored pencils, okay? Now we're going to draw the grid. So you don't need to copy all these directions, but you will need to copy the grid. So it's 3 across and 4 down. So you would go ahead and try to just mimic that as best as you can. I would make it pretty big if I was you. You can use a ruler if you want, if that helps you. So it's 3 across, so let's say about right there. And then 4 down. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but just as close as you can make it. And then you're going to put the labels inside. So the first one is blue, orange, smooth. Ooh, I got to write really small. Blending. Now, I would make it nicer than this because this is really sloppy, but I'm just trying to show you how to do this in like a quick way. All right, so I'm going to go to my nice, clean printout. So I'm going to talk about the directions first. It says, use colored pencils to complete the following practice boxes. Try to color in layers versus applying a lot of pressure at the beginning of the exercise. This sheet can be used as a reference for a colored pencil drawing. And we are going to be doing one colored pencil drawing, so that's why we're doing this. So complementary colors we've talked about before. These are colors that are across from each other on the color wheel, and it actually darkens the opposite color. So I have I bought this actually in college. I have my little color wheel here, and it gives all the primary, secondary, and intermediate colors. And it kind of, this is really cool because it adds, it can add white, add black, the way this does it. So if you want to make a color darker, let's say you have blue and you want to add red to it, okay, it makes, oh, that's not opposite. Blue and orange are opposites. Adding red, blue and red make purple. That's all I know. All right, so let's say I was doing red. I would add a little green to make it darker. If I was doing blue, I would add a little orange to make it darker. So I'm going to show you how this works. So you're going to need blue and orange first. I would not really worry about making your pencil too sharp because you're going to be blending. And whenever you're blending, you really don't want a super sharp point to your pencil. I'm going to use my Prismacolor colored pencils because I just like them. I've got like 2 different versions of blue here, so I'm just going to guess and I'm going to start. So I'm going to do a value scale first with the orange. I like to start with the lighter color. So I'll press down a little bit darker. And this is supposed to be smooth blending. So I'll fade it out. And then I'll add in a little bit of my blue. So color lightly with the blue because it's going to overtake the orange really, really fast. The lighter the blue, this is like a dark blue. It's going to be easier if you use a lighter blue. All right, so I'm going to color this in. And a lot of times with smooth blending, I have to like go 2 directions. I have to come back with the other color. I'm going to add actually a little bit more blue into this darker area. So this is actually how you can darken a color. This is one way. You can also add black, but in colored pencils, I just prefer to do this. So this is what my really smooth one looks like. All right, the next one is red, green, smooth blending. So I'll grab my red, grab my green, and this one, I don't know, you could really start with either one. I'm going to start with red. So I'm going to go dark. And again, I'm not pressing so hard that the lead is breaking. So I'm going dark to light. smooth as I can make it. And then I'm going to come back in with that green. Just like that. And then we have it there. All right, purple yellow smooth blending. I feel like that's hard because purple and yellow are like, they just don't mix very well. So I'm going to start with yellow. And the purple, whenever you do it, you're going to have to do it super, super light. So hardly any pressure at all. So I'll take that purple then, super light as you really can make it. And I'll go dark to light. Again, this is just one way to blend colored pencils. I'm trying to give you options for your project. And these are all across from each other on the color wheel. They're complementary colors. All right, next. So it says blue-orange hatching. So what this is going to be is it's going to be straight lines that slowly get further apart to show value, and you're mixing the blue and orange. So I'll go through, I'll do blue and orange with you. And the other ones in here are very similar, this row. So I probably won't do all of these with you because it's the same thing. So I make my lines fairly close together. And then I start making them further apart. And again, this is what we call hatching technique. This is a drawing technique. So I'm going to go through, make these closer together. And then I'll make them further apart. Okay, then the red-green, I would start and I would do the same thing. So close together, further away, and then add the red in. Okay, purple yellow is the same thing. I'm not going to do purple yellow because I feel like you get the idea. This is what the purple yellow looks like. I'll go ahead and I like red green cross hatching, so I'll show you how to do this, and I'll show you how to do a little bit of the stippling, and then I'll let you go ahead and just do this. All right, so red green cross hatching. So I want to try to make the lines closer together that have the darker value. And then I go ahead and I start spreading them out a little bit. So I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to make the cross hatching with the green. And then I'm going to make the cross hatching with the red. And then I'm going to start to spread out. Okay, there we go. All right, so you would complete the blue, orange, and the purple, yellow the same way. And then the blue and orange stippling. Stippling, remember, is dots. So instead of driving everyone crazy with these dots, try and just make like, almost like, don't go like vertical with your pencil and go, okay, that's just so annoying. So try and make like little dots that are close to each other. And if you're at school, I'm sorry, our substitute is going to drive everyone nuts. Okay, so we're going to try to space it out as best as we can. And then you're going to add in the green. And the same thing will go. You try to make lighter values, spread it out. You don't need to fill up this whole thing, okay? I didn't fill up the whole thing on my finished one, but you just do the best that you can. We're trying to just get down these drawing techniques. Okay, so in the next video, I'll go ahead and show you how to do the back.